Okay, I'm gonna record
So you
you.
came a little bit around already? No?
Yeah, I went around. Yeah,
When did you arrive? Yesterday or today?
yesterday.
Yesterday. Have you been up the hill also?
Yeah, the Tumpeya
Down hill.
Castle.
Yes.
Yeah, I've
Okay,
been,
so let's go in the middle.
but they won't let anybody in because you have to be member of parliament. I tried to get in.
Oh.
You have to be a government. You have to work for the government.
Oh no, it is open level. There is a government at the parliament houses, but we still can walk in.
Oh, really? Okay.
Hill, yeah.
I went outside. I could video outside.
Yeah, today we will do that as well.
Okay.
Anyway, here is a navel of the old town.
Hmm.
Just to know, all the streets started to grow, or cities started to grow
okay.
from this spot here. Already thousands years ago, here was kind of small marketplace, and of course not a big city as we can see today. So it was a marketplace. Up the hill there was a fortress for local people to keep the goods. And the streets started to grow from here. So we can read 8 small streets from here, and later maybe 10 and stuff.
Yeah.
So here we can see the north and east and south and west side. So we also can have a little bit like orientation of
Right.
city or old town. Anyway, about 20,000 years ago, here was an ice age still, but ice started to melt slowly. So 11,000 years ago, people from the south and east started to move to north.
Oh, okay.
The Wisla ice age started to disappear. And of course, hunters after the animals and fishers after the fish rivers which were open now. So the people started to go to the north and somehow also to mix. Anyway, they say that close to the ocean side and this Baltic Sea, we call it the West Sea area, the bay side, or you can say also the Finnish Bay, Baltic Sea. Here live the same language group people. In generally, we can say like West Sea Finns, or in old days also Aests.
Right.
Up from Greek up to the British Islands. So we can find still the same words in old British language or Scottish language as Loch, or you maybe heard the Loch Ness, so Loch Ness, you know, the mysterious animal.
Right.
And also there are some words since Sumerian time. It was 5,000-6,000 years ago, and people moved to the north, so brought their words like bear, olu, it's a bear, and some other very old words about home and some food as fish. Also the church is a very old word, but it doesn't mean a religious church. It means like a letter or writing. The church is in Estonian language Kirik, and it's connected to the right. Also they say it comes from Sumerian kind of culture who were here so far. Anyway, also at 1st century people from Rome and south of Europe called these countries here as frozen countries, and people who lived here were people who lived behind the sun. It was still very cold here. But about 4th, 5th, 6th century, already was kind of established, and we never had kind of kingdom over here. We had tribes or troops, same language speaking troops, and if you imagine the side it has a small bays also. So in Estonian language, the bay, small bay, is viik, V-I-I-K. If my family had my week, your family had a week together, the people were like Vikings, or in English it sounds Vikings. So that's how, of course, the people, they had their raid and trade trips, but the 5th, 6th century also started a big change in south of Europe because the Huns and Goths started to move. So they reached to the ocean and seaside over here, and of course.
Yeah, let's move there because it's too noisy here.
Okay,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
disturbs you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, let's
better.
go with Farah. So they cut the lines on the coastline, and the nations were mixed up slowly as well. 7th, 8th, 9th century, it was a big, like a Catholic religious time now. And of course it was important for people who wanted to make a strong business. They had stronger goals, so it was kind of like a teamwork to baptize and to be Christians together. And of course later they baptized also just citizens. Anyway, people over here, they like to keep their old traditions. They like their probably the Odin, the Thor. Even if I gave you hand, you know, shaking hand, tere, it means in Estonian language hello, tere,
Oh.
and it comes from the word Thor. Thor is from the Nordic sagas.
God, yeah.
Yeah, the god son.
Right. Oh.
Yeah, so the hand has to be always strong as the Thor's hammer.
Right.
Yes, from this area were found first Viking boats as well, the oldest Viking boats. They also think that maybe this Viking king Ivar, who had a kind of accident or birth mistakes with legs, he maybe died also here close to the Saaremaa. In Saaremaa, in Salme village, they found 2 big Viking boats. Maybe there are more. So they are oldest signs from the Viking period.
I went to the Seaplane Museum. Yeah.
You went already?
Yeah, with
Oh,
it
that's
showed the Viking. Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, the Vikings were not kind of devils with horns. They were like they like to take care of agriculture, but of course the raid and trade sometimes and brought the slave. So, and also sometimes they had to sacrifice some very, very healthy people for the gods. It was of course the sad part of the history. So a little bit wild, we can say. But during the several centuries, people still were fighting against the Christianity. The first biggest fortress was not here, it was about 10 kilometers to the east. There is a nice Pirita or Brigit's river, goes into the forest. There is a flat limestone plateau, and it was a perfect place to make a fortress over there. Some people came also to have a business there. They had the marketplaces and kind of nice center for the small trade hub. For some reason in the year 1050, sea started to disappear further, and of course the river also went down because the sea went further, and for that reason the local people in Iru couldn't use anymore this nice big Viking boats for goods and so on. And they thought, okay, here was a harbor. In this Tallinn area was a harbor already 700 years before Christ. So they thought, yeah, let's make a village here. So here is a nice flat marketplace, harbor is close, and we can make a fortress up the hill. Where is a Dome hill now, Toompea. Well, it was done. So also later there was a Scandinavian marketplace closer to the harbor. There was a Russian marketplace closer to the harbor. there was later also the foreign traders who came just over. They had to declare the goods or to make a kind of deal with local businessmen. So down here behind the corner where is all the Hansa restaurant now, there was a storage or a storage house for the foreign traders. So it was a nice and quite strong small center became over here. But still we were like pagans, no Christianity yet. Up to 1219 when the Rome Pope Innocentius III gave an order for a Danish king now that he must be strong, take much army he likes and come over here. And of course he has absolutely to win and start to baptize the people. So what to do? He brought the 5 armies with him. Yeah. So 3 bishop armies and 1 Russian prince Slav army. So they came over, 2,000 boats around the harbor, the armies of troops around the city or fortress and marketplace over here, this area, and to try to be friendly in beginning, to have a compromises, but of course Estonians attacked. So what happened? There was a big battle, and for some special reason Danish king conquered that time. So won and took the position. So he immediately decided, gave an order that from Gotland Island is between Estonia and Sweden, the 200 traders from Gotland Island had to come over and establish a kind of trade center over here. They took their families and servants, came over and started to build their living houses. They built the Nicholas Church, you can see over there.
Oh,
So
okay.
it was the first traders' harbour. This for 200 who came from Gotland. They started to build a city hall. It was not immediately beautiful and strong building, as you can see, but slowly in the year of 1404, here is standing the city hall, nice and pure Gothic style city hall. Why we can read it as a Gothic style? It has sharp arches, sharp ends in the top. The windows are a little bit higher. Of course, the roof and the spire. The top of the spire is a Renaissance style now, and up later. Also, some. It is the oldest city hall in Northern Europe, anyway. So in Scandinavia, you cannot find any more city hall like that in this good original condition. So city hall contains like 3 main parts. You can see public part on the right side. Also, they had the big parties. There could be sitting around the table 700-800 people. In the middle, there was a kind of court and chairman. And 2 small ones were cameras, where the city hall kept documents and probably city money as well. Also, in the city hall there was a kitchen to make these nice foods and for celebrations as well. And there was a prison behind the city hall. There is a big prison place, like a real prison place. We still can see some symbols. We can see 2 dragon heads.
Oh,
So
yeah.
in Christianity, the dragon was like a devil. So you can see that dragon could be controlled by the city hall. Just the gate out, but all the body is behind the bar. But for local people, the dragon was kind of symbolic, like a freedom and and power. As you probably have seen, those strong Viking boats, they also have a dragon heads in the front. So people were prayed for the dragons, and of course they kept as small symbols for local people as well. Up to today. Sometimes the children still are drawing even for the Christmas nice green dragons. So we haven't forget, because in fairy tales there are stories about the dragons, and one dragon, we had the different type of dragons. Lohe, he was walking on 2 legs. Dragon was walking on 4 legs, and then was a kind of fat frog or northern frog. He was take care of the territory over here. He didn't like the people, but people behind him were protected. So dragon was kind of everyday living symbol, and we still have those little symbols there. Of course, you can see the 2 flags on the right side. Blue, white is a city flag, Tallinn flag, and the left is the Estonian flag.
Estonia,
yeah, blue, black, white. What it means. In general, it means like a blue sky, always hope. So black is like a ground. People always were looking for black ground, and white is a pure conscious of the heart, you know. And to be honest, also it helps yourself and also makes easier life for others. But also we can read it is a Virgin Mary's flag, you know, Virgin Mary.
Catholic.
Yeah. So if you see the old movies, maybe you can pick the blue, black, white flag sometimes, so it means Virgin Mary's flag. And in the year 1208, Bishop Albert made a proposal for Rome Pope that he would like to call this area, because it was also like a last cold spot in that time, and he wanted to call this area Virgin Mary's Land. So years later he got this permission, and it was a Mary's Land, and later, centuries later, we got this Mary's colors flag for Estonia. So Virgin Mary's Land, or Mary's Land, was connecting also Livonia. It is a kind of small country between Latvia and Estonia.
Okay.
And of course religion started to grow. Local people maybe were not so religious, but of course for business sake it was important. In the year 1248, these local traders wanted to belong to Lübeck Association, Traders Association, and work under the Lübeck rule. So the Lübeck was a kind of trade hub, independent from the kingdom, with their own democratic rules, and the chairman to the city hall were elected from, in Tallinn anyway, from Great Guild. So in the year 1248, Erik Lovbening, the next Danish king, gave the permission. So the traders had to take care of the defense wall, the harbor and seaside, but they didn't have to fight anymore for the kingdom, from Danish king to go on the fields, on the battleground. So these obligations were finished. Later, 1346, Tallinn got a special storage law or right, and all the boats which were passing the harbor or this Finnish Gulf here, they had to come over to stop the boat to declare the goods and to sell for local traders or to pay high tax. Of course, a very important product was salt. There were thousands of boats came by with salt, and we can say also that Tallinn was built on the salt, because salt trade was very, very strong between south of Europe and east side countries. Why do you think that it was so important also to get this small spot here? If you imagine the map, you know, it turns to the east side, comes from the south, maybe from the west, but turns to the east. So why do you think it was important to get that? Why so much fighting over the centuries here?
Don't know.
Okay, of course, to make Christianity or this Catholic religion more popular, but also all these big rivers to the east. We start maybe from Narva, later the Neva, Dnepr, Dnester, Volga, up to the Byzance, all the big river were just behind the corner here. Now we call this Russia, but of course in old days it didn't. It wasn't even yet a Russian country. So the Vikings established Russia, as maybe you know that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah. So the city started to grow very fast. There was a strong trade hub, independent, the democratic town, but up the hill still belonged to the landlords. The knights, the landlords, the clergy people lived up the hill, and they were working under the kingdom. Because the landlords, it means they had the land all over, but traders in downtown, they had the democratic elected elected mayor and chairman in the city hall. So two different type of different mind of cities, just so close to each other, aristocratic up and democratic down here. Also, here was a kind of weight house. You have to build weight house to check the goods in the marketplace. Is everything fresh? Is the money correct? Measurement correct? And here was a gibbet also for punishment. Under the Lübecker rule, people were equal. They were rich and poor, also the women and men. So you cannot insult somebody like a husband or wife. So you got a strong punishment. And of course you had to take care of the marriage rules, business rules, to be polite. So everything was written in the Lübeck rule or law. But because the city started to grow, more people came in, and the people from the other countries from far away with new sicknesses. What happened? The local healers couldn't take care anymore of the people, because like a plague or some dysentery or typhus or smallpoxes and so many bad new sicknesses which we didn't have anyway so much before. In old days, people, when they were sick and if they lived in a fortress, also they had kind of hunting cabins in the forest. So often the sick people went into the cabins and until they get better, or maybe somebody sometimes died. Anyway, they didn't like to be close to the other people, to healthy people, not to give this kind of bad influence or feeling for your family members. But now the city hall decided to make one real Latin kitchen. It meant pharmacy. Now if you turn around, you can see there view Rae apteek. Apteek, it means pharmacy.
Right.
It is standing there since 1422, but there was also a smaller building before. During this 1422, they say already third or fourth pharmacist was working in the house. But building like this is standing in front of you since 1422. Let's go closer to the pharmacy.
Let's go.
Yeah.
It's very cold, so it's good to be moving, you know.
Yeah, but well, we have a museum here.
Oh, really? Okay.
So open museum. So
Okay.
it's Oh, before we go closer to the pharmacy,
Right.
up there you can see the man with flag.
On
He's
top.
old Thomas.
Oh.
Before he was just a small boy, young Thomas we can say, and he liked very much weapons. So once per year, during the month May, the knights, the single knights, made a competition outside the field. It was nice and spring usually, green fresh grass, maybe cherries were in blossoms, and they made a competition. They put a long stick on the field and a wooden parrot on the top. And they had to hit the parrot with bow or a crossbow. So once there was very bad weather in month May, and nobody couldn't took part of the competition. Anyway, they didn't got the target, and parrot was still standing there. So they decided, okay, next year we don't do nothing. We don't give the prize this year. So sorry. But then Thomas, this young boy, fisherwoman son, he tried his own bow, small little bow made by a watch soldier on the defense wall. And he pulled the string, opened the flash, and imagine that a parrot on the wood stick got the legs up. It meant he hit the target. So everybody was of course shocked that what to do. Small boy done it and we couldn't manage. They thought that maybe we give him a good education. So they put Thomas in the city school, and when he finished the school, he became a watch soldier on the defense wall. All his life he spent on the defense wall. Of course, later he was a chief of the soldiers. When he died in the year 1530, they put kind of memory sculpture up there. It has a kind of golden cover and a beautiful form also, if to look closer. So 1530, since that time, we have an old Thomas at the top of the city hall spire, and still he's watching us as a watch soldier. So he's a kind of half city's Tallinn symbol as well. You can see there is old Thomas on the wall. There's a restaurant, so it has been used in many ways in the small businesses as well. Old Thomas or Vana Thomas in Estonian.
So the name Tallinn, where did it come from?
Yeah, Tallinn, it is like a Danes city. In Estonian language, we have a little bit the grammar is opposite. So usually it was like a linn Danisa, linn Danes, but Estonian grammar turns it
reverse it,
so it's like a
Tallinn.
Tallinn is a Dane city.
So Niltan,
Linn Danise, it was a city of Danes, and we have just Danes city.
The reverse,
So, but it is new. They changed the previous name. During the first Republic time, it was 1920s.
Right.
Became Tallinn. Before we had a Reval town. So if you Google, you can get more information.
That's the old name,
Yeah, it's a Reval.
So when did Estonia break away from the USSR?
It was 1991, 20th of August was kind of final decision, but the Soviet army was staying here still for 3 years, like that. But it was a final decision, and thanks for, we can say, for Boris Yeltsin from Moscow and his action or reaction. He came over here even to Tallinn to discuss our diplomats, and it wasn't actually a kind of bloody revolution, but according to this nice compromise and speeches and smart people, politicians, we got the freedom. Yeah, because in Latvia and Lithuania it was maybe more difficult. They had also conflict with army, but here we could. Of course, it was a serious situation, and tanks were close to the TV station, and all this Tom Hill, the Parliament House around there were like blocks and lorries and cargo machines and tractors, whatever, all the heavy stuff was protecting. So Tom Hill, the government.
You said
house.
smart people are politicians. In the America, it's the opposite. Yeah.
Yeah, but during the time, for some reason, we can say also that we got different parties, and unfortunately, the parties often are not agree with each other. But it was in beginning, so all the country, all the Estonians, they just wanted to have freedom. They had the same thing in their mind, not kind of conflicts according to the politics. And so that's why the politicians were also more free, maybe. They didn't depend of the parties and kind of ideas. Nowadays, we cannot say that everything is perfect anymore. Sometimes we are even ashamed of politicians. I don't know why they don't see it themselves. They should maybe criticize to look the TV, what they are talking.
In America, they become politicians to become rich, not to serve the people.
Yeah, probably also as just the ordinary people are thinking that now money is involved so
That's
much.
it, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not anymore about Estonia, it's more about their
So you're not,
personal position, how
yeah,
to keep
and
it.
how to get money here.
How to get money, how to keep position, and of course nicer trips and travelings, and to get awards from different countries, from the same level people, so they make packages and presents for themselves.
You're not gonna see a poor politician anymore.
Oh yeah, enthusiastic politicians. Okay, they are kind of undercover. That's sad, of course.
They're all rich. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
They always say they want to serve the people, but it's they want to serve themselves.
Yeah, and sometimes it's, we have elections, and when I elect somebody, I don't see him in the government. Somebody else from that party is sitting in the government.
Right, right.
I really don't trust that system. And lately, our prime minister, of course, probably she made a big mistake as well. She was walking all over the world, was talking that we have to help Ukrainians, which is true. Everybody believed her blue eyes, and later, this autumn, I don't know, a few weeks ago, the journalist or discovered her husband is doing business with Russia. Unbelievable, no? And of course later they started, everywhere, every country does business with Russia, they're just talking about. So why to talk? Be honest.
Yeah.
Where is your flag? Blue, black, white flag,
It's all about the money. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's strange, because probably the money maybe is important to get something. But
That's the number one motivator.
About your country, about your nation, about your children.
It's really
dignity.
There's hardly any dignity anymore in today's world. Yeah.
It's sad because really we in beginning this 1990s it was like one nation and one flag.
Well, that's how they talk actually.
No,
They want you to hear what you want to hear.
in the young country it could be different, but of course we have this extremely dangerous neighbor, the Russia, and probably sometimes we had to make decisions to belong somewhere like a NATO, European Union. We cannot live also separately
Which kind of started it
from
all.
the
Yeah.
West. Anyway, we see how it goes. I hope someday it will be maybe more logical the life.
I hope so too. See. No more dying. Yeah. I don't want to see people
The
dying.
dying is not even important. Everybody dies anywhere, but just to give kind of good sample for the next generation.
Right.
So that is something,
Yeah.
to be enthusiastic for real things.
Right.
Yeah, according to your flag, why not?
Right.
You follow that. So anyway,
Yeah, that's
this pharmacy.
pharmacy.
Works still
Aptic,
since we can say since 1422 is this pharmacy open now. Non-stop, always has been pharmacy in here.
Even today.
Today also, you
Wow.
can go pop in and buy a nice spicy drink, claret.
I can buy medicine here
Yes.
without my prescription,
And well, if something is doctor
Oh,
description, you of course.
They still require it. Okay.
Yeah, but
It's not like Mexico.
I don't.
Mexico,
believe
you
so.
can buy anything.
Okay, now I think it is a kind of under control there.
Yeah.
But you can later go in. How long time you will stay here in Tallinn?
Tomorrow's my last day, actually.
Oh, so today you have time? Or
I have time, yeah.
No
Yeah.
limits. Okay.
Yeah.
But since 1582, one Hungarian pharmacist, Johann Bouchard, bought the business place here. So he was a pharmacist himself, and he liked the business. So he kept for 10 generations
Okay.
this pharmacy shop here in the family hands.
That's the name, huh?
No, this is Rajantik. Aptek is a pharmacy, but there is a kind of plate on the wall, and this information is also mentioned
Okay.
on the wall there. So when Johann Bouchard got the first son here in Tallinn, he got the name also Johann. It means 10 generations of Johann Bouchards have been working in this pharmacy, just in one name. One name since 1582 to 1911. Then the family sold the pharmacy to one worker. Lebert was his name. He was also very, very smart, like worker in the lab, and made kind of discoveries about blood tests. Also discovered how to make a ferratol. Ferratol was kind of treatment to get the blood stronger. So they made a lot of researches here in the pharmacy as well. Mostly were used, of course, herbs in old days. But some animal parts and insects were used also in the pharmacy. There is a small museum where you can see like a bird inside. Yeah, later there is a door. Not this one. There is a door.
Right, correct.
Yeah. So you can see the burnt or dried bees and hedgehog, and of course the snakes. There is even human being hand dried. They used cat and dog poops, but of course according to the lab work, especially the men, they gave like sometimes 6 times per year blood test.
Right.
With leeches or whatever, but they also were testing how good is the blood. Is it thick or is it thin? Maybe too dark or too light. According to this research, they made kind of treatment, medication for that. Of course, they knew what herbs or what kind of animal parts or what are going together to giving you a better result. So, of course, when the traders came back from the trips, it was so close to the city marketplace here, close to the city hall. The traders also made kind of promotion for the goods here, and people came to see. They could buy from the pharmacy even the ink, gunpowder, paper, some fabrics, everything what the traders bought. So there was kind of a promotion, and we can call it also pharmacy, but like a small mall.
Chemicals, yeah.
Yeah. So it was kind of a small shopping center in old days. What do you think? Why is a snake as a medical symbol? Probably in America, in other countries in Europe as well.
Not sure. The venom? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's correct. Of course, the venom, the poison behind the teeth.
Yeah.
But not only. They tried the snakes. It gave kind of strong treatment. Ingredients is they put in the spirit. They used like skin and everything separately as well from the snake. But this is not the general why he is a symbol. He's symbol because if we look ourselves, we are just using our small legs against the ground. But the snake has to use all his body against the
crawl,
ground. Yeah, that's how he moves around, and he got so much energy from the earth. Also, he knows the nature very well. He has to protect, to be attentive, to be smart, as the doctors are. So he is kind of symbol of the doctors, the snake.
Oh.
And the cup is symbol of earth. So together they are nice, like a pharmacy team to help people and to know to be smart together.
That's the universal symbol. Yeah.
This is how we read the symbol of a snake and the cup and the kind of medical symbol. Let's see. So of course there were so many. Before they had a nice apples. Front of the windows here, the apples were also very important in those days. The people used everything about apple tree, the skin, the leaves, the flowers, fruits, of course. So it helped a lot, like an apple to eat the apples.
Okay.
A small house here in the corner. It is first coffee shop in the city. So in the year 1702, somebody bought the corner here, made a coffee shop, but it didn't last long. 1708, there was a plague in the town and the owner died. So it was used by the teachers, professors, the furry masters, or some coat masters, sewing masters, and later, but also the first coffee shop in the city was here.
Let's go. Oh, we're going to the tunnel, huh?
No, this is not the tunnel yet. So you
Not
will
yet,
be
not
there.
yet, not
this
yet,
is
okay.
the-
Okay.
Here is a white bread, or we can say also the baker's passage.
Okay. Okay.
As I told, Tallinn Old Town is like kind of open museum, especially during the summer. More gates are open. Now they have a jail there, but also you can see from here that's gardens.
Oh, the symbol.
They look very old. They look like a 13th, 14th, 15th centuries now because the facades have a new paint. But in the garden, sometimes nothing changed. Maybe we can see some other gardens like that, but if you walk alone or so pay attention for the gardens. Here was a small garden also to grow the herbs for the pharmacists, but they had also the fields outside of the defense wall. And of course they bought herbs from the local kind of farmers who had a business here in the marketplace. So I mentioned this is a baker street, small passage. Here were like 8 small bakery shops here. In the year 1433, City Hall decided, because the bakers wanted to make more money, of course. Often they overheated the stoves, ovens, and what happened? Too much smoke or even the fire. So 1433, the City Hall decided that now it is enough. We make a new rule, new law. Everybody who wants to have a business here inside the defense wall in Tallinn, they must build a stone house. Before it was maybe mixed or some wood houses, so it was dangerous. Because if somebody got the fire, the next one also picked the fire. And so it was bad to have city like that. So thanks for this decision. We still have a capital, Estonian capital, Tallinn, here in this same way, because the old town is built up as a stone house city
Okay.
since 1432. Of course, few bakers lost the business probably because it was much more expensive to build a stone house than wooden house. Goes up to the landlord's town, to Toompea.
The castle, yeah.
Yeah, before there were like two castles even up the hill, like a knight's castle and a landlord's castle. And it was divided for two with walls and two gates up the hill there. But here, this is a long street or big street.
Oh, okay.
We can read the big street, it means a long street.
Oh, big, okay.
And the other side of the long street takes you to the harbor. So it was a longer street to the uphill and to the harbor. From both sides were guilds, as kind of association of builders or harbor workers, fine craft masters. Here, single traders were the Blackhead Brotherhood. But here you can see this nice yellow Gothic style house. It's also a pure, beautiful sample. You can see the steps are going up, the sitting places, the nice kind of like a family signs from both sides of the steps. A nice Gothic door with sharp end on the top. The windows, the Gothic style windows. Their windows were during the Gothic style architecture a little bit higher. People didn't like that somebody looks in. Later during the Renaissance, the windows came more down. And of course the attic, this triangle roof, the attic to keep the goods. Before there were beams for hoisting as well, to hoisting the sacks from the ground. But it was kind of association. The Great Guild, it meant a guild for most important traders.
Skills, yeah.
Yeah, guild. You can read Great Guild Hall.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. So now here is a history museum. Exhibits, a lot of exhibits came from the pharmacy because the pharmacists were traveling a lot. So when they opened the history museums, a lot of exhibits came into the history museum from the pharmacy as well. Usually the Gothic style house had two levels. First DL where they had the offices or kind of public rooms, and second floor for the family, probably sleeping rooms mostly. So it was kind of generally architecture of the Gothic style.
Isn't that a Russian flag?
Yes, it is a Russian embassy here.
Oh, that's why.
Yes.
Those are protesters, huh?
Yeah, there are kind of.
That's why there's a police there, yeah.
No, it's not a police.
Well, there's a car, that's a police car.
Yeah, police is just, they have to check because sometimes.
In case, yeah.
Yeah, people get too nervous or.
Too violent, yeah.
Of course, everybody has emotions.
Yeah,
emotions
okay,
about the war now.
That's why I noticed he's watching,
Yeah, so the posters against, like a protest against the
Yeah,
war.
I can see it, yeah. So it's an embassy, yeah?
Yeah, it's a Russian embassy.
Okay, then.
Yeah, it's quite big.
That's why
house.
people are just putting stuff there.
Yeah. Now it's getting more or less or disappear, but in beginning it was full of.
Much worse, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, guilds
Yeah,
street,
yeah,
the
yeah.
big street. And of course in the Great Guild, to belong into the Great Guild, it was important because from the guild were elected the chairman to the city hall, and he could little bit change the rules according to their interests as well.
What's this building? It's
Yeah, this is a church.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Front of the Great Guild is a church, Holy Spirit Church.
Okay.
In the very beginning, the Christianity was not yet kind of popular here, but as always, somebody has an interest for different religion. So here was also the small, like Estonian pray house. And later, because the pray house was front of the Great Guild, the city hall decided to make Great Guild members a church front of the hall here.
The clock is beautiful, yeah.
Yeah, of course, it is the oldest street clock in the city.
Reminds me of the one in Venice, yeah.
Well, the local, it is a woodwork. It is not a stone or a cement work.
Okay.
So it is a woodwork made by Christian Ackermann. He was a famous woodmaster here, of course, in Tallinn, but also in Scandinavia and in Germany. So the clock was made there. But inside also this furniture, the balcony and the frames, picture frames as well, were made in Christian Ackermann workshops. So he had several workers. He didn't belong into the guild. He wanted to be separate. He didn't want to belong somewhere in the fine craft workers or artistic guild. So if later you have time, you can see also inside this beautiful Holy Spirit
I
Church.
see a Swedish embassy on the other side.
Yeah, there was a Blackhead Brotherhood Guild, a single traders guild actually.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So usually there is the information, as you can see, there is a big 17 and the plate on the wall. So if you have time, you can read more information
I can do it.
about the houses, about the history,
Right,
or who was living. The traders' names sometimes are interesting to know. So here is a miasma coffee. This is, they say, now oldest coffee in Tallinn since 1848.
Okay.
So here is a marzipan shop, also during the Tsar time when Estonia was province of Russia. So the Tsar Palais, the members from the Palais ordered the marzipan from the...
It's my favorite, yeah, marzipan, yeah.
Yeah, so you can check it later.
Okay, later.
Sometimes they make a workshop also. You can ask, can you make your own marzipan?
Oh,
to make
okay.
a workshop, so you could...
Okay.
And there is a coffee shop behind us.
Okay. Let's go here.
So Christian Ackermann finished to work here in downtown as a master in the year 1684. There was a big fire up the hill in Toompea, so he had to go there to start to build up and rebuild the uphill.
There's a lot of cobblestones, huh?
No, yeah, they are very old, 1,000
Yeah.
years almost.
So I have to be careful.
Everybody has to be careful. Before Corona, it was 3 years now ago. Or
It's been a while, yeah.
Anyway, I had two couples from St. Petersburg here, young couples. But the girls had high heel shoes like that.
Oh.
So it was terrible for them. When we finished our small walking tour, she said that we never come back to Tallinn again. It's terrible to walk
Why would you
here.
wear high heel shoes?
Yeah, because in St. Petersburg they have nice and...
Not like this, huh?
Yeah, they didn't probably know. So it was very difficult for the
They were not prepared,
young
yeah.
girls, no.
You need sneakers here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, you're wearing comfortable shoes, huh? Aren't you?
Yeah, I'm used.
Yeah, if you're not careful, you could trip, yeah.
It is like a horse riding. You have to know how to
Yeah,
do
you
that.
you always have to do this, you know. And I see a lot of school kids here.
Oh yeah, we have several schools in the old town as well.
Yeah.
Old town school.
Oh, what flag is that? The yellow. Oh, that's
Yellow is Ukraine.
that's Ukraine. Yeah, yellow and blue.
Now we can a little bit see
Okay.
this inside behind the church.
Okay.
Behind the Holy Spirit church.
That's the. Okay. I just hope I don't trip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe you should close your telephone, then you can see the road.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I'm stepping on the flat. Yeah.
Yeah, because to do two things together.
Yeah, it's not easy. I was looking for a holder. That's why I kept asking. Oh, we don't have that, you know. So it's just standing here, you know.
Okay. So behind this is a Holy Spirit
Oh, I
church
see.
here. Behind the church there
Okay.
was always a small garden and
This is guy, another guy.
but so close it's not nice.
Yeah, let's go here. So many guides, you know.
Yeah. Anyway, behind the church there was always a kind of small hospital or care house.
Right.
And of course the kitchen to prepare the food. So from the church they helped poor people. Of course people gave money for the church, kind of donations. And so people who maybe had no family or were far away or were sick, also the pilgrims when they came over here, because long time Tallinn was the last spot for pilgrimage. In Jerusalem it was like a father's land, as you know, but here, as I told, the Virgin Mary's land, so it was a last spot in the north of Europe.
Okay.
A long time. So pilgrims, the sick, the elderly were protected close to the churches during the medieval times. So every church, Catholic church, had kind of care houses
Correct. Yeah.
behind in the park.
Oh, the gate is open. It's not locked. They let people. Unlike
During the
the.
summer we have more gates open now. They keep them more closed. So please pay attention.
Oh, I think I'll stay here.
Yeah, stay.
It's a lot safer here.
Yeah. So from where?
They should have paved it, huh?
No, not
No.
at all.
No, just leave it like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm sure the horses back then had a tough time, you know. I don't know.
Anyway, now we have to keep city as much as possible.
You think so? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny they have a Chinese restaurant here, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it seems out of place.
It's a big fork.
Yeah. Instead of chopsticks, because a lot of people don't know how to use chopsticks. Yeah.
Well, I think somebody tries anyway.
Yeah.
You are from which state?
Los Angeles. Well, actually, California.
Oh, okay.
And I'm originally from Philippines, you know.
Oh, Philippines.
Yeah, Philippines. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they move faster because they're young, you know. Yeah, that's why I move slow.
They
You know?
do it every day. That's
Yeah, every day, and they never seem to get tired. You know, I notice
yeah.
they don't get tired. I was like that before,
Yeah, that's me.
a long time ago.
So this is also nice traders.
Oh yeah.
Beams also for hoisting the goods.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I like those old roofs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, different ones. Except this one doesn't have a flag of Ukraine. Why? Maybe they don't support Ukraine, huh?
Oh, they do support. Everybody does.
Yeah, but they just forgot the Ukrainian flag. Yeah. I think people should protest here. I'm kidding.
Yeah. Why we don't have
Yeah, you should have a Ukrainian flag.
Yeah.
I thought that was like, maybe I was thinking they were pro-Russia.
Yeah. No, it's not.
But they don't have a Russian flag either, so.
No, we cannot do that.
Yeah.
But we still have, of course, problem with Russians because
Yeah.
the border was quite open now for Ukrainians. They didn't have the documents, and probably the big amount of the public refugees who came in, they were Russians.
So Estonia and
couldn't-
Estonia and Russia are still in good relations, right?
What kind of relation? No,
No?
we are not good. How we can have a good relation?
Oh.
When they opened the Soviet time, this border, so it was not kind of good luck for us. It was It was terrible because all these deportations to the Siberia started from here. The families were splitted, and of course,
Nobody survived in Siberia.
some people came back, but still, after maybe 20 years or so, and of course, lot of people got killed
Right.
or just died because of conditions. They
Isn't
have
that
nothing with them.
the place where they send people to die?
They send people maybe sometimes to start kind of collective farms or new factory areas, but the conditions were heavy, so of course they wouldn't survive. Some
Right.
people were even elderly, or some babies were deported as well. No, we cannot respect this kind of
No,
people.
yeah.
No.
Okay. That's because when I went to the grocery store, there's lots of goods,
I know this matrioskas.
Yeah.
Actually, the government made a law that we cannot sell the Russian production. But when I walk in the old city, in the souvenir shops, they still are selling those matrioskas, and of course other stuff as well in the shops.
They're still doing it, huh?
They don't respect the rules.
Okay.
What can we do?
Nobody's actually following it.
Yeah, probably not the strong government.
But I noticed the food prices here are cheaper compared to US, because like the eggs, like 10 eggs cost 1.6 euros or 2 euros.
So here is a school, actually one.
I see. Yeah,
Across the street there is a school as well.
there's a class going on. Yeah, I see that. Oh, they wave. Maybe I was in school. I wasn't paying attention to. They weren't paying attention to this teacher here.
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, this is better than the cobblestones. Yeah, let's just stay on the side.
Especially if you are using your phone.
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel. That's why.
Yeah.
This is.
will be in the end. So.
Oh yeah, okay.
sorry for that.
Yeah.
But of course, why not to remember later too?
I like the old. This is.
Yeah.
It's like you go back in time here.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh
Here
here.
is Peter Paul Cathedral. So, but all this complex you can see and later see behind the buildings belong to the Dominican monastery.
Okay.
So it was old monastery here since 1246 up to 1524. We can say all this territory belonged to monastery. This church was built here later. It was 19th century, beginning of 19th century, and was built in
Peter Paul
Cathedral.
Yeah,
It is only Catholic church in the city now. So left after the Reformation, 1524, all the churches changed to Lutheran religion.
Okay.
So and the Catholic churches were even forbidden here in Tallinn. But later, 19th century, they had possibility to build a new Catholic church, Peter Paul Cathedral. So the monks had of course the living places here. The priors had the living places here in the garden, and when we go to other side, they had the eating rooms. They had workshops. And there was a library, there was a church, so it was a big complex.
Okay. Here we go. Oh, theater. Theatrum.
In Los Angeles, there is no any old house.
No, not there.
No.
The city doesn't have any character.
I've been there, I know.
It's basically looks the same everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boxes, as the song was in the little boxes on the hillside.
Yeah. It's And you need a car actually. You cannot walk Los Angeles.
Yeah, especially during the summer, very hot. I've been there. I saw.
Very, very hot there.
But here it was as monks at
Oh, I have to be
Dominican
quiet, yeah.
monasteries eating room. No, it's a coffee shop.
Oh, okay. I see.
Constructions.
Okay, Dominican here.
If this Peter Paul Cathedral is open, you can enter here into the yard through
okay.
the Peter Paul Cathedral.
But it's not.
But it's not here.
And what are these drawings here?
Well, the children, because there are several schools and
Right.
they make actions. So here is also a small theater.
Right.
The second floor, it's a nice place.
Okay.
And this was probably the reflectorium for where monks also had the eating room.
Okay. Okay, let's go here. Oops, sorry. I kind of slammed
This was
that.
a Catherine church,
Yeah.
church for the monks,
Yeah.
the Dominican monastery. Now you can see it's a very flat, no tower.
Right.
Also before there was no tower, but you can see the Catherine church on the picture. how
Oh,
it
yeah,
looked Before.
I see. Yep. Western portals. Can go closer. St. Catherine's Church. There we go. And here. This is what it looked before. Okay. Let's go here. Yep.
Symbol of the Dominican monastery was a dog and a torch, but the torch is disappeared. We still can see the dog, so it was kind of symbol of the Dominican monastery.
Right.
As there were living areas, eating rooms. So here we can see the Catherine passage.
Uh-huh.
Catherine passage.
Okay,
Stage
all the
was
way
from
there.
here. And on the right side, you can see also the several workshops. Here
Right.
people made the different craft works. The monks made. Also, the people came to work here from the city. The monks gave education for the boys. So it was very important. They were good, kind of Estonian speaking also teachers, and of course they brought kind of culture from the Europe also here, over here, the philosophy of Europe over here as well. So here were like workshops. They had to make their own food, of course. They had to make their own drinks, the beer. So everything was on the right side here.
Are you Estonian?
I
or-
am Estonian, yeah.
Okay.
Why
just-
do you have doubts?
No, just
Yeah.
yeah, just wondering.
Yeah. I am Estonian. So also you can see
Oh,
on the
yeah.
left side the tombstones, because in those
Tombstones.
days people were buried. They had the graves in the churches, and the graves were covered with tombstones. So
Okay.
they were flat on the floor, but there were kind of family names, the nice drawings, and before the tombstones were nice and colorful with golden writing around.
Not anymore.
But during the century, of course, they lost this nice image.
They weren't able to
Yeah.
restore
It
it.
is not a cement, it is a full limestone.
Oh, is it?
carved
Oh, okay.
stone work.
Okay.
And it was kind of export article from Tallinn to other European countries to sell the limestone tombstones.
Wow.
They done it tens and tens thousands every year.
Okay.
So it was kind of important trade article from Tallinn.
They haven't been able to restore it. Huh?
Yeah, because they were in the church, and the church floor was covered with them, so
Right.
they picked much they could now, after maybe 800 years later. So, of course, they lost the colors.
Too bad. Yeah.
Drawings, yeah, that's it.
It's a good thing about the old town. You see the past history.
Yeah, it comes closer. You can have this
Except
view.
now you have a camera. on the-
Yeah, the cameras are everywhere, of course.
Yeah.
But still, sometimes the cameras doesn't help us.
Actually, it doesn't.
Don't hear.
I have cameras at home. It doesn't really help me.
Yeah.
It's not very clear. The pictures are not clear. Yeah.
Well, in the corner here we can say it is the oldest living house. Of course,
Right.
it is in the territorial property of monastery. Oh, they are lovely birds, like
Right. Yeah. It's pigeons. Yeah.
pigeons, pigs together.
And sometimes seagulls. Yeah. Oh, they're doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're fighting. Yeah.
No, I think they do fight.
Well, now it's over.
No, it's a big
Because they
attention for us.
saw us. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now
Anyway,
they.
this is a oldest like a living house for the
Yeah.
priors.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay, you're blocking him. You're blocking him.
So one of the famous priors who've been here in this house was Albertus Magnus. 1250 Albertus Magnus. 1255. He stayed here, but also Mauritius de Revailly, and they had a friend, these old church doctors, and Alighieri Dante, Thomas Aquina, and some other philosophers from Europe, and the church doctors. They were together like a strong team. Sometimes they visited here the Tallinn or Reval, sometimes the other cities, Paris, in Vienna, and so they were all like connected and pen friends from old days.
I'm recording this for Amazon Prime. I'm kidding.
Oh no, don't do that. No, don't do that. I was not ready.
I'm just kidding.
No, don't do that.
But you would have. I don't know. It doesn't look believable.
Anyway, here you can maybe see the Catherine Passage one more time.
Oh, yeah.
Catherine
From this, yeah. Okay.
Oh, here we can see street behind the defense wall.
Yeah, I can see their
So-
defense walls.
Yeah, so the fence wall was around the old town.
Right,
so it
right.
made like a 2 kilometers, 350
All the
meters
way,
around.
yeah, all the way there.
And of course, a lot of defense towers included. One
Who
tower,
was attacking Tallinn? Yeah.
yeah, we had always kind of fighting, of course, fights with Russia, fights with crusaders in beginning, then Russians, then
Oh, there's
the
it.
Danes, the Swedes,
Oh, it tells
the
you.
Scandinavians brother with each other. So it was usually always some battleground, and that's why they needed so strong
Yeah,
defense system.
it's sad. Mankind's history is all about war. You know.
Yeah, but
that's a
not before Christianity. It was quite peaceful here in
Oh,
this area.
Hellemans Tower. I'm just taking this. Hellemans Tower. Okay, here. So, go ahead. Yeah. Let's go.
During the 19th century, beginning of 20th century, they had to break down the gates. Before every big street had a gate in the end. And of course, we lost a part of the defense system or defense wall because we had to break down the gates. Now we have this defense wall around the city, about 2 kilometers. A little bit less, 1 kilometer, 800 meters still.
Okay.
And before we had 24 towers in defense system around the city.
Okay.
Now we have 20 towers
I
left.
think so.
But few towers are inside the building.
Uh-huh.
Thank you so much. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. They're perfect.
Okay, let's go.
So the monastery still
Oh, yeah,
stands
here we go.
over here. You can
Over.
see
Oh, I
also
see,
the
yeah.
sign 1246.
Yeah.
So the monastery was built in downtown.
Got it, yeah.
But they started to build the monastery up the hill, but something happened. I will explain it. So here you can see also the inside. The gardens, they look really different. The facades outside.
Right, right.
Sometimes the gate here is open, but now seems to be locked.
Oh, right. It
Otherwise,
is.
here
It is
the
close.
old monastery's
Right.
library. It looks very old. When you walk here later, maybe you, I don't know, I just check.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
No, I think it is locked.
It's locked, yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
don't
it's
think
very
so.
interesting to see also part of the
Yeah.
monastery here.
Oh, there's a car. I better move here. So the wall, we're inside the wall, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we are inside the wall.
Okay. I can only imagine what happened during those times.
Yeah. Inside the wall there was a passage, of course, because the
Right.
soldiers had to move from one tower
To the other,
tower.
right?
Also inside the wall there was kind of leg, we say like a mushroom legs, you know,
Ah,
because they were like a contra-force
I see.
against the wall if the enemy was attacking.
Trying to break
Yeah,
it,
so
yeah.
It was it helped a little bit
Reinforce it,
to
yeah.
protect more.
Yeah.
For safety, less force.
Like a battering ram, yeah.
Yeah, it's always possible to walk, you know, to see behind the corner for us. You can go there, but we turn.
No. Let's avoid it. I'll walk on this side, yeah.
Yeah, do it, please.
Do it, yeah.
Yes.
'Cause- wow, you can handle that, huh? Yeah, that's takes a certain skill. Yeah. This is a lot gentler. It's easier on my feet.
So how did you came here by boat, by plane?
By plane, yeah.
By plane.
My original plan was boat, but there was a problem with the website.
Oh,
So I just said, I'll just do plane.
okay. So you have a vacations now here?
Yes. You call it holiday.
Holiday?
Yeah. We call it vacation.
Yeah.
So it's 34 days. I'm doing 7 countries.
Okay.
And my last destination after this is Stockholm and then go back to LA.
Okay.
I'm almost done.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of tiring actually. What I did, it's very exhausting. I'm kind of tired at this point.
You came from now from where?
Amsterdam, Germany, then Denmark, Sweden, it is Gothenburg, and then Oslo, Norway, and then
Okay.
Helsinki, then this.
Tallinn.
Yeah, it's quite a lot. Yeah,
It is. And that's why you need the pictures, otherwise you will mix up all
Right,
memories.
that's what I do now. Instead of taking a lot of pictures, I take videos, upload it to YouTube. Yeah, because this is kind of like my memory.
Absolutely, I
Yeah.
understand. So here is also one museum, city museum. They
Ah.
have very interesting rooms inside.
Lina.
There's a previous traders,
Lina Museum. Yeah.
traders living house.
What does Lina mean? Lina.
Lina means city.
Ah, city.
Lina is a city.
City Museum. Okay. Okay. And what is that? The one in the dome.
This one here?
Yeah.
This is a Russian Orthodox church.
Oh, okay.
And this is a Russian street here.
Oh,
You can see
yeah.
there is a Vene.
Right, right.
The street name is a Vene.
Uh-huh.
For Estonian language, the Vene means like a boat.
There's somebody passing here.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe taking a picture.
Vene means a boat, not a Russia.
Ah,
And
okay.
why Vene Street? Because the Russians are like a boat people. They didn't came here by the ships. They came here by the boats.
Mm-hmm.
So for Estonians, the Russians are like a boat people. If to translate
What's the difference between a boat and a ship?
Well, the boats are small ones
Oh,
used
okay.
by the river,
Right,
but the
right.
ships they have to be stronger. They're used for the long trade.
So the Vikings used ships.
Viking ships actually they didn't went so much to the open sea.
Right.
They were closer to the coast.
Uh-huh.
And also they used the boats, of course, when they went to England, so they needed a big and strong boats for that.
Right, right.
But here they used smaller boats because also they had to use trips for trips the rivers.
Stay here.
Yep.
Stay here.
Easy.
Yeah.
Also, they had a different Vikings had a different boats for raid and for trade.
Mm-hmm.
The size.
So in the past, people just put rocks in here, and that's formed the cobblestones. They're just stones, yeah.
You know, it was still the stone work. They had to
Is
find
it?
to bring, of course, it is still the stone work.
Right. They didn't bother polishing it, making it smoother. They just left it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Gothic style in Tallinn. You can say it is a naked Gothic.
Okay.
And as I told, these first traders came from Gotland Island. In Gotland Island, the island between Estonia and Sweden, where the first traders came over here, the German traders. They brought also the Gothic style from the Gotland here. So they didn't have so many sculptures or decorations. It was a pure Gothic style. That's how the Gotland city, city from Gotland, the Visby, and Tallinn having the same kind of architecture, the naked Gothic style, not so many decorations.
I went here during this month because I was avoiding the cold winter.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't realize it was gonna be cold also.
Today is not so cold.
It's that?
No, it's not.
Oh, for me it's cold already.
No.
This is not cold, huh?
No, it's
Okay.
nice warm autumn we have.
That's what you
Here-
call
here
it.
i-
Okay.
Here is a Orthodox church.
Oh, okay.
Would you like to see it inside?
Nah, not really.
It's okay.
I'm not really into churches, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, they have this. After Reformation, 1524, all these Catholic churches were somehow destroyed inside. All the paintings, all the decorations were destroyed. So the Lutheran Church, they said, had to be as a symbol of the pure religion without decorations.
Okay.
And that's why we don't have now, because the most of the churches are Lutheran churches. They don't have anymore a lot of decorations or paintings of gold and silver as Russian Orthodox churches.
Are we gonna do a lot of walking today?
Would you like to finish?
No.
Because for me, I have my truck, but I can make it shorter. If you feel tired, we can make it shorter.
No. How long do you estimate? Like?
Well, usually it takes like 2.5 to 3 hours.
Okay.
Plus the tunnel takes 1 hour.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
That's okay. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be longer because in Berlin I did like almost all day, you know. Yeah, that was like. I actually ended up walking like 10 miles, you know.
Well, so you can do it. It's no problem for walking. No.
Yeah.
If you would like to finish earlier, you can just say.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
If you get tired.
Yeah, yeah.
Problem.
Because the cobblestones make me tired, that's why.
No, it's different than a flat.
Flat, I don't get tired so much, you know.
Absolutely. I understand you.
Yeah, it's a lot of work in cobblestones. It's like
I don't even
it's like a
think
gym.
about-
It's like a gym, you know.
I even don't think about it. Yeah. So 19th century, the industrial revolution started to take
Okay.
place. So they started to make the brick stones, as you can see. The
Okay.
bricks
Oh,
came here,
here.
and another school.
Puhami, yeah.
Kallis kool. Holy school.
Cool is cool. Huh?
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. No, that's cool. Okay, here we go. They should slow down, yeah. Yeah, I realize people are walking here.
Yeah. Not too many cars, but of course they have to make business also.
Right.
So
The-
this is a Vene street. It means like a Russian street. In old days here was a Russian marketplace.
Okay.
And also the old.
I've never been to Russia, but I guess I'll never get the chance. Yeah, now that this is happening.
Well, I think the most interesting maybe is the center of the St. Petersburg. If you go there, you will see. But meanwhile,
Not even today. It's not allowed there.
well, I don't know. Yeah, it could be dangerous a little bit as well. I think.
Are they allowing people? I don't think so.
I think with visa you can do that.
Really?
If you get
Okay.
a visa,
Okay.
why not?
Oh, really? Okay. Visa's too much.
But the St. Petersburg and Paris. Have you been in Paris?
Yes, that's where I got robbed
So
actually.
in general, they have the same kind of architecture in
Oh,
St.
really?
Petersburg. I mean, it
Okay.
reminds all this river, the
Okay.
Neva, Nevsky Prospect, all those.
Now that you said that,
big
I can
buildings.
avoid it then.
Yeah, so you can live it like
Yeah.
decide that you know a little bit architecture because the bridges have the same mind because the architects in St. Petersburg were the French people.
Oh,
also.
really? Okay.
Yeah, so
That's what it
that's
kinda
why
looks
it is a
like.
Similar, it is like a small Paris.
But they don't have an Eiffel Tower.
No, they don't have that.
No.
But they have some Isaac Cathedral and
Oh, really?
some
Okay.
Palais.
Oh, really? And Sacré-Cœur.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
No, maybe not.
Not that one. The church. Yeah.
Yeah, not like that. Not like in Paris.
Okay. Yeah. Paris is beautiful, except
The Paris old town is very nice, but
you just have to
also-
be careful. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, but it is quite small also there.
It is. Yeah.
The interesting part is small though.
I got robbed in the Eiffel Tower.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah, that's good. They made the Eiffel Tower because otherwise it will be boring maybe. for a lot of
Yeah.
people.
yeah, they call it Tour Eiffel.
Tour Eiffel.
Eiffel. That's the way they pronounce it. Not Tower Eiffel. Yeah. So because the R is silent, so two.
Mm.
And Eiffel is Eiffel. Eiffel. Anyway, I'm not going back there. I want to get robbed again.
You got robbed?
Yes.
How it happened?
They were pretending to be police, plain clothes, and then they kind of stranglehold me and my brother. We were in the chokehold. Took my money.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I couldn't breathe, you know.
They were just robbers, street robbers.
Near the hotel. Outside the hotel.
Oh la la.
It's so near the hotel, you know. But I don't know. Nobody was gonna help. You know, French people don't help. You know, they don't care if you're getting killed. You know, they're not gonna help
Yeah,
you.
because they have so mixed culture. Nobody
Yeah.
knows who is who and why. And
You want me to tell you another story in the airport?
yeah,
The workers there,
yeah.
the toilet was behind them. I said, "Where's the toilet?" They pointed in the opposite direction.
Oh, no
When I
way,
came back,
yeah.
they were laughing at my expense. These were airport workers. They were laughing. They were having fun.
And they were French or who?
They were French workers. And the TSA, they tried to steal my sister's money. And my sister shouted, "Hey, that's my money." And the guy just smiled. He got caught, so he stopped what he was doing. He was gonna get my sister's purse, you know, with money. Because, you know, they go to the machine, right? So how can you trust them, you know?
Not very friendly world around us.
No, French not very good.
Yeah.
Don't want to go there. It's beautiful, but they have good pastries.
I
But
like this
Yeah.
France because they have very interesting nature, a little bit like
Yeah.
United States because so many different places.
you've been there, right?
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah,
Several times.
well, few times, not several
In the past, it was like that. Like 2003, it was very safe. It just changed recently.
Yeah, because all this world is changing
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah,
And not in positive.
it was very nice years ago. Paris was very nice. So anyway,
Yeah, it is nice as they explain or make
Yeah.
kind of promotion about the Paris.
Right,
It is
right.
very beautiful.
it's
Yes.
I like.
But
Most
mean-
people want to visit it. Yeah.
But meanwhile, if we see all those attacks and people who are not
Yeah.
agree of
Rioting.
burning streets and
Burning the
cars
street.
and
You don't want to go
businesses.
there anymore.
Yeah, not very interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, let's.
Anyway, here are two like
Ah.
military buildings where
We're
also,
done with the Russian, right? Okay.
they are connected to the Russian Tsar.
Oh,
And
okay.
the military offices were here during the Soviet time. The KGB offices were here as well.
Oh, no.
Here in the corner, you can see there is a door open. There is a KGB small museum,
Uh-oh.
and they have kind of rooms where they torture people and kind of cells. So I never go there.
No.
I'm not interested to see that.
No. In Guantanamo, they torture people too.
You know, no, yeah, of course they were not very humankind.
Yeah.
Like you see nowadays, yeah, they attack and they do what they like because
Yeah.
the nation is so big, they don't care if somebody dies or.
Yeah. Yeah, no, less people care nowadays. I notice it. They just, and nobody even thinks history is important, you know. But you know, history can repeat itself if you don't even study history.
Yeah.
You know, like Hitler or whatever. Yeah, it just needs the right conditions for that to happen again.
Yeah, I hope this Hitler doesn't come back anymore, and when
Yeah.
the Putin is finished, maybe something better comes
Yeah.
on in Russia also in one
Right.
day. But now it is very, very primitive
Right.
kind of political.
And what is this?
This is Olaf.
Oh,
church.
I want to go see this.
It's
Saint
possi-
Olaf's, yeah.
Yeah, but it's possible to go up. You can see there is kind of edge.
Uh-huh.
It's possible to go there inside
Go all the way up.
tower, but
Okay.
it takes 255 steps. And they are not easy steps.
No.
Yeah, it is heavy
I
to go
tried
there.
the one, you know, I forgot the country.
Yeah.
I've been so many countries, but it was a lot more than 250. I think it was like 500 steps. I was able to do it, but I
yeah.
almost died, you know.
Took time.
It took time.
Yeah. Anyway, this is now, it was a Catholic church
Yeah.
before, now it's a Lutheran church. Inside has, of course, nice those architectural points as a ribs and
Yeah,
like a
it's
kind
nice,
Catholic
yeah.
church, but
I like it.
of course not too much decorations because it's a Lutheran church now inside. And 1524 they destroyed the paintings and sculptures inside.
So
as
who
well.
was Saint Olaf?
Saint Olaf was Olaf Haraldsson. He was a kind of half Viking here, kingdom family member, son of the Viking king. But also they say that Olaf brought Christianity to Norway with his own blood. So there are several Olaf churches in Scandinavia as well. So his kind of saint person was this half Viking and half Christian, beginning of Christianity. So they built here in Tallinn. The Olaf Church was the highest building
I can see that,
center of the 16th century up to 17th century. So it was 159 meters high, tall. The spire
I
was
think the 250 steps that you mentioned here is actually more than I climb. I probably only climb 100 steps.
Okay.
So I exaggerated. I exaggerated. Now that I see it, say, oh, that actually, this is taller.
Anyway, it was the highest building, 16 to 17, middle of the 17th century. Before that was the highest building, just a half meter higher than Olaf Church was in England, the Lincoln Church. And in the year 1624, the Olaf Church burnt down because there were no lightning rods yet.
Right.
So the lightning hit the tower
And burned it.
burnt. So later they built it back 123 meters. Now it's 123 meters,
What?
less than before.
It used to be taller, huh?
Yeah. Anyway, later it took 200 years to make the same size building in Germany. It was not easy to make high buildings like that in old days. So after 1224, when this church burnt, it took 200 years to make a building in Germany.
Now I
In
remember it
Ulm,
was in Copenhagen.
in Ulm
The church of something, yeah, whatever.
Anyway, the highest building was in Ulm, now in Germany,
Yeah.
and now they try to make the highest built church in Italy. So when
Okay.
it comes out, I don't know. This
It
is
was in
Danish
Christiana
Yeah.
in Copenhagen,
Oh,
the
okay.
church.
So later you can, if you feel energy, you can go inside. But
Let me think about it. And what's this building? This one, this bright one.
These are like new buildings, like offices and kind of parts of the ministries.
Reminds me of Copenhagen, actually. The colors here.
Okay.
Gotta be. Let's wait for that car. Okay. A lot of construction going on, huh?
Yeah, everywhere, of course.
Everywhere, yeah.
It is under the construction, road construction.
Right. We started in the town hall. There was now even here, even actually in how do you say Tumpea? Tumpea Castle, the Toompea. How do you say it? Tumpea or Tumpea.
Okay, no, we don't have that.
The House of Parliament.
Yeah, it is on the top of the hill.
Right. What's the name?
Tompea, Riigikogu, Tompea,
Oh, that's how you pronounce Tumpea. Yeah.
Tompea.
Okay.
Toom, actually Toom is like a Dominican monastery, Dome, and Pea it's a head. So it's a head of kind of government.
Right. I see a lot of police there.
Oh, today?
That's why. No, yesterday.
Oh, yesterday.
And there was like some VIP they were escorting.
Oh, some,
Yeah.
somebody from other governments maybe. Or
Yeah. So it's like, oh, they were like a lot of bodyguards. Yeah.
So this is a white street.
Ah.
This is white.
Yeah.
A little bit newer.
Right.
The big Korlong street was very narrow.
Yeah, it's wider here, wider. And what's that one? The tower.
This is still the defense tower because
Oh, okay.
the defense wall goes.
Right,
This
right.
is one of the defense wall towers.
Oh, I should have recognized it. Anyway. Yeah, have you been to the China? I mean the Great Wall?
No, I haven't. I saw the pictures and things. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like I think 8 different locations where you can see it. And did you know that between towers there's like 1 kilometer?
Oh, so longer.
Yeah, so they measured 1 kilometer between watchtowers.
Okay.
So now you know.
Here they have more. But I just know that the size or length of the wall was 8 meters. The Chinese wall, but of course it was up the hill and it was protected
Against
naturally.
Mongolia, yeah. It's big, the Great Wall. It's really big.
Of course, it is 1,000 kilometers.
Yeah. And if you climb it, you know,
Yeah.
you need a lot of stamina to climb that. Yeah. When I was there, I was younger, so was now.
The defense wall just turned.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we made a circle.
Oh, it's broken
around.
here, yeah.
They broke it up because the street came.
Right,
from
right.
here.
Defense wall.
And,
Let me see here. From the left to the right, defense wall.
Defense
Yeah.
wall and the towers. Often the towers having kind of a trader's name, like a Platte, or there are Kruusbeke, Epping Tower. So the trader who lived close to the defense wall, they wanted to protect their home. They gave a little bit extra money to build a strong tower in front of the property.
I'm gonna go
And
near
that's-
here.
Yeah, and that's how they got their name.
Yeah. Gonna record this part here. Plate tower. So yeah, here we go. Okay. I'm
Yeah,
done
so
here.
there are several towers, of course. We cannot take picture of every tower. So here is
No.
a small pray house.
Oh, okay.
Now the Ukraine community is using it for Ukraine church, and also they are coming together in the small pray house here, making kind of webs, military webs. and
Right.
so
I have a
on.
Ukrainian friend. Yeah.
You do have, yeah?
Yeah.
Anyway, it was in very beginning of 13th century. It was a part of the nunnery. We had two big.
That's the reason why I asked you where you were. Yeah, where you're from. Because she kind of like talk like her in a way.
I know
Yeah.
way at all.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why.
it's different probably because they are still Slavic people and they have
Right.
another accent as well.
This, yeah.
Yeah.
Similar.
Okay.
Anyway, let's go. Here. Let's cross the street here. You know, too bad. If we had the helicopter, would have been a better view of Old Tallinn from up high.
Up there you can see people are walking this
Oh.
church there, so they have a good
That's
view
why.
like from the helicopter.
That's a good incentive, yeah,
Yeah.
to climb it.
From four sides you can see the city.
Actually, I have that in my schedule.
Uh-huh.
I'm supposed to climb it. We'll see.
Maybe you will do that.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't have to rush tomorrow morning. You take early.
Actually, my schedule is this afternoon.
Ah.
We'll see. If I have time. Because I only have 2 days left. Today, and tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah. Yesterday you've been in.
So
seaplane.
tomorrow, I'm supposed to
day?
go to Paldiski.
Ah, yeah.
It's a day tour. Yeah.
So military kind of complex there.
Yeah.
also.
And so.
But in Seaplane Harbor, have you seen this icebreaker behind
Yeah,
the seaplane? You were down in the motor
Yeah, I
room.
went down. Yeah.
Down in motor room
Yeah,
as well, with big ovens and turbine.
Or maybe not.
I think
I went to see the buoys and.
No, that behind the Seaplane Harbor
Yeah,
there is
yeah.
a kind of
It's under.
ships, and you have to go on the boat,
Yeah.
on the icebreaker, and
Okay.
down there.
So I missed that part.
You did miss it. This is my favorite part. Pay attention.
Okay, very careful.
You come over here.
Oh, let's go. Uh, I'll walk on the grass. Yeah. There's so much mud here. Oh, here we go. Wow, this is it's a lot better here.
Actually, behind the wall we are now, yeah. We can say also this is a tower square because before there were not so many trees and bushes, and we could see all the towers from right to left. You know, all this stuff. They got lessons how to write, how to read. Also, the nuns were very important for the local farmers, and they gave a lot of education how to grow vegetables.
Yeah, just looking at the dogs.
Yeah.
I like dogs.
Yeah, who doesn't? And of course, the nuns make kind of agriculture fields. They were testing the new vegetables or new herbs, plants, the bushes, the trees, and even the landlords were bought these trees or vegetables or seeds from the nuns. So the nuns here behind their nunnery had a long fields.
Right.
And there are some samples in our day about this agriculture, what they try to promote for the local people to bring a new tastes on the table.
Okay.
Also, they were very strong in animal breeding, so they were training people how to get better kind of horse or cattle or sheep or so in many fields. Also in medical field, the nuns were very strong. Before it was a book here, but now because it rains and they took it.
They took the book, yeah.
During the summer it's more, of course, colorful now, just something left over.
I never did selfies. I don't believe in selfies. Yeah, but I see that's like the trend now. I don't do that. My brother does. He always asks me, why don't you take a picture of yourself? I don't want to see my picture. I'm so sick and tired of my face, you know.
And of course, you take pictures what you can see, but not about yourself. So sometimes the city defense wall was like a 2 or 6 meters wide and 16 meters high.
Right.
They started to, before it was after 1265 already was a defense wall around, but this strong defense system they started to build in the year 1310. So 1355 it was already defense system here. But of course, during the centuries they had to rebuild it because some actions between the wars and the countries and kingdoms, and slowly the defense system was growing thicker and higher.
Okay. Remember I said I was early?
Yeah.
So I had time to fly my drone. My drone is over here. It's the size of a telephone.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not gonna fly it now, but yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, so
It's a good day today, clear and
very clear, yeah. Plus, in some parts of Europe, they don't allow it, so that's why I'm careful.
Yeah, but you can say sorry and
You can always apologize. Yep. Oh, here, this is nice. This side of the
Yeah, it's a defense wall still, of course. Before they had no windows, as you can see, but now the artists are using as workshops or some showrooms or
Let's walk here.
small museums or whatever.
I'm avoiding the mud, you know.
That's okay.
Yeah. Too muddy here. Yeah, let them walk first and we can follow. Okay.
Tourists.
Yeah. So how much further are we gonna be doing? Are we even halfway done or no?
Yes, half. You can say half half is done.
Okay, that's good news to me.
Okay.
That sounds good to me.
Up there you
Ah.
can see this dome hill from that side.
Ah, right,
so
right.
this is a government house.
I was looking at the contrails there.
17th century, during the 17th century, they started to build this very, very strong kind of military bastion system around. There were bastion system before, but like a strong military Holland type of bastion system they started to build here 17th century. So they had the bastions, they had a moat. From the moat they got soil to build the bastions. In the front of bastions there were kind of ravelins and curtains, the bridges between.
There's a dog. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a very, very strong kind of military soil architecture buildings around the city. The city was 39 hectares.
Okay.
But this soil defense system was 79 hectares.
Okay.
So it shows how big it was. And
I need to Google the size of a hectare.
A hectare is like 100 meters by 100 meters.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you know the meters.
I know. We're not metric over there. But I know how to convert, yeah.
Yeah, about.
About
So, but we
Three-
have a
3
defense
feet, yeah.
wall and stone houses inside, the stone city inside. Outside from the fence wall, we had wooden houses only.
okay.
And it was a law because if an enemy was, the troops came over and wanted to attack the city, so the people around the suburb, they had to burn down their homes.
Oh.
They couldn't leave the houses for the enemy.
To use, yeah.
Yeah, to use as a camps.
Right.
So that's why there were wooden houses behind the defense wall.
So they can easily burn them.
Yeah. And of course there were different sections or areas. One area for fisher people, some area made of ropes or bleaching the fabrics, or growing the vegetables, or had a kind of meadows for the animals.
I'm tempted to use the swing, but I just realized I'm not young anymore.
Oh, okay. But still feels like.
It still feels like I can do it, but I don't know. I used to love swings.
Yeah, there are several.
Oh yeah.
And
So
now, of course, there are parks, green area, because during the 19th century, in the end of 18th century already, they started to fill the moat, the water around the city, and that's how the bastions mostly disappeared, because they had to fill the moats. They tried to build 11 bastions, the big ones, where you will see later. They finished 7, and in nowadays we still have 3 bastions left.
okay. Yes.
There is a train station. Also, there is a big open market behind train station, and the fisherman area is there. There is a seaplane harbor.
Right. I. That's why it looks familiar. Yeah.
Ah, yeah. You came from that.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Yes.
Because it's the modern part. This is old Tallinn.
Yeah.
This is the historical part.
Yeah.
We're at the outskirts right now. Now we're going back in.
Yes, slowly.
Even though that was close to my hotel yesterday, I was so tired from, I don't know, for whatever. Maybe I didn't get enough
Well,
sleep.
the seaplane
I
harbor
took a
also is
taxi.
Ah, yeah.
That was close, you know. I didn't realize now I was able to walk it, you know.
So you paid for sitting in and just came out.
Yeah, he gave me some exercise here. So I think of it like a workout session.
Well, of course, I understand. Strange city,
Yeah.
things could happen.
Yeah, the drone I mentioned, it's a selfie drone. It does it recognizes your face and follows the person. There's no need to control it. It's got built-in AI. It can follow you while it's recording.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is it just came out. So. The usual drone you have to reuse a remote. This one you don't need a remote.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can use it with phone.
Yeah, it's basically like a phone, but the phone you have to touch it, right? This one you don't have to touch it. It flies and follows you. Even it can even circle you or zoom out. Several modes, you know. Zoom out, orbit, follow, dolly track. But it's limited to that. You cannot control it.
Now we have two options.
Yeah.
Do you prefer to go up from the steps? Have you been on the edge?
Yeah, I've been to the.
There was a good view on
Yeah,
the
I saw that. Yeah.
seaside.
Yeah, I
You
saw. Yeah.
Okay, so we don't have to go there.
No, we
maybe.
don't. Yeah.
Yeah. So
We can just go here. Cause yesterday I did some exploring on my own.
yeah.
So. At least that's what I'm saying. So I can avoid walking. Okay.
Clever.
Okay. It worked, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you
well-
haven't been there.
Well, I can imagine it.
You cannot imagine.
Come on, I can
No,
watch
no,
it.
no, no,
I
you-
can watch it on YouTube.
Also, if you take all those houses and you have not
Yeah.
this
Okay.
panoramic view,
I've-
so
okay.
we make a big mistake. We have to go there. But it is up the hill, of course.
Okay. I cannot go up hills anymore. I just stay on the level ground here.
No, I just wanted to say that the nunnery was here, so here was a head house. But in the year 1629, the nuns closed the monastery because of the Lutheran religion in the city. And it became, all this complex became later as a boys' school. So city government asked permission from the Gustav II Adolf. He was a Swedish king. And so they got the permission to make a boys' school instead of nunneries.
Okay. Let's go here. Oh, another car.
Well, like a crossroad, let them go.
Yeah. Oh, this one is going straight. So
Go straight.
we're blocking it.
Standing on the front.
Oh, maybe not. It's turning left. Sorry. Turning left. They shouldn't allow cars, you know.
You know,
In some places in Mexico City, they don't allow cars in certain roads, you know.
Yeah, but in Mexico City it's different.
You cannot, huh? Yeah. Because it's dangerous, you know. Just allow people to walk, you know.
That's right. They try to make a new kind of regulations
Right.
how to make more popular to use bicycles. But now the bicycles, they are not very handy either because they drive between the
Oh, cobblestones,
people,
yeah.
cobblestones and between the people. So sometimes they make accident or
Yeah, especially the e-scooters.
Yeah, this is scooter type of.
They're only designed for smooth surfaces, not surfaces like this.
Yeah.
Bicycles also are not designed for this. Even cars, you know. These are bad for the car suspension. It will destroy the car suspension.
Yeah. So someone
Yeah. You spend more money fixing your car after you've done this several times. This will be an expensive suspension repair. Uh-oh, here we go. And fixing a suspension in a car is not cheap, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nothing cheap anymore. Where this lorry goes.
Except oil change, that's about it, you know. Okay, let's cross this. So much construction going on, yeah. Oh, they're dumping something. See, that's why I told you they shouldn't allow cars here. That's why it's beeping.
So all this complex here, this European
Yeah.
degree building, and part of this pink building is a puppetry theater.
Oh, okay, okay.
It is the biggest puppetry theater in Europe.
In Vietnam, they have this theater, water puppet.
Oh,
The people are swimming,
yeah.
and while they're swimming underwater, they have puppets above the water.
Oh,
Imagine that, huh?
yeah.
Yeah, how do they do it? That means they have some kind of scuba gear. Because they...
In Philippines, what kind of language do you speak then?
It's a mixture of Spanish and Malaysian. It's called Tagalog, yeah. Yeah, it's... Have you been to Malaysia or Spain?
No,
It's a
Spain, yes,
it's a
but-
mixture, yeah.
Ah, okay.
It's a mixture. Like table is mesa, right? And Philippines we also call it mesa, but we add LA, so la mesa. So that's what table is.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway. Oh, now we're climbing. I noticed that when I went to the House of Parliament, it was going uphill all the way. I said, "Oh no!" Yeah,
So here we have a small tiny deer.
yeah.
But he is very important according to history here in Tallinn. In the year 1219, when the Valdemar II, the Danish king, came over, we had a battle and he won because somebody lost the key. Because 5 armies came over, as I told you in beginning, 1 kingdom army, 3 bishop armies and 1 Slavic Prince Vitslav army. So there was a big war. And in the end, when he conquered, so he wanted to celebrate up the hill. He had a camp in the forest, Estonian people forest, so he made a camp there. And he thought what to do, how to bring a kind of symbol from the city that finally after several waves we got a place position and we can start to baptize people over here. So he saw between the trees 1 beautiful animal, the deer, with long horns behind. And he likes this animal so much. This is it. This is a sign. I would like to bring this deer to Denmark. Has
No horns, yeah.
He has just a tiny symbolic deer here. Yeah, he started to hunt, and the dogs were after the deer. And suddenly, deer was running and was standing here on the edge of the limestone cliff.
Okay.
What to do? He couldn't do nothing because dogs just came from other side. So the animal jumped down here. Of course, broke his legs and died. It was too deep down. So King
Too high,
was
yeah.
looking from up, from the edge down, said, clapped the hands, said sadly that Refall. It meant, you know, the kind of German language that deer felt, Refall. And that's how the downtown got the name Reval. As I told you in
the old name.
Old name Reval.
Okay.
So if you check the Google, you put in the Reval.
Right.
It meant deer felt, Refall, deer felt, and it means a Reval.
People are so
Reval.
trusting here, huh?
Well, we don't know who has somebody.
I know,
lost
but
the key.
what if somebody takes it, you know?
Well, who needs strength?
I know, but it's just, it's like a small town, really small town here. People trust each other. Okay, here we go. Going down the steps here. Oh yeah. One way. Okay, here. Oh, this part I remember. I remember going here. On the way to the House of Parliament, yeah. Yeah. This is the way. Now we're going uphill.
So the long street goes from here to the harbor. You see this Holy Spirit
Correct, yeah.
church front of the Great Hill down there.
Right. Out there.
So this was a long street and this is a long leg street now.
They're fixing it here. Hello. She's always sitting there.
Yeah, long leg street is older street because in very beginning when in down there was a Estonian marketplace in front of the city hall square. So and the fortress was up the hill, so it was only street to go into the marketplace and to the harbor. You can see also this is a gate between two cities, uphill, downhill, and downtown Reval. So the gates usually were like had a square form. If the towers, defense towers, were like a round, full around or half around, so the gates always were squared.
This
so
is the separation, yeah.
Yeah, so you can see from far away where is the gate.
Reval and yeah.
Yeah, there were 6 gates in downtown and 2 gates up the hill.
Okay.
So, of course, this long leg was used also for cargo later, and of course the
I'm gonna have to hold on to this, yeah.
horses,
Yeah, hold
the
on.
knights. But here from the long leg street, you can see also 2 walls. So right side wall was defending landlords, this
Okay.
aristocratic city. Left side was defending downtown Reval.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or Lindanis. All over the city there are very old lamps. You can see these lamps, street lamps.
Yes.
Most of them are made during the 17th century.
Okay.
Of course, in beginning there was used as oil or fat or gas to make kind of lighting, but now it's electricity. But this iron part, the smith work, is from 17th century.
Okay.
Not only here, it's all over the culture.
Okay. You can tell I don't exercise.
We don't have to rush.
Yeah.
Take your speed.
Okay.
Your time. I have time for you, no problem.
Yeah. What time is it, by the way?
It is 12.
Okay.
Quarter to 1.
Okay, so 1 more hour to go?
About 45 minutes.
You're laughing, yeah.
You will have a nice sleep later.
I can.
Walking
So
in
I
the
don't.
fresh air and
After this, I don't have energy for Saint Olaf anymore. Oh man. I was
you
supposed.
can later sit down somewhere to have a cup of coffee.
And then you climb the Saint Olaf.
So actually this nice building with columns here reminds architect Karl Ludwig Engel. Also in the year 1804 he took part of the competition, and there was kind of offer for the architects who makes the best drawing for Helsinki, to make a drawing for capital of Finland. So he got the position. And of course, Carl Ludwig Hengel, who lived here in Tallinn, he got the position. So all the Helsinki capital of Finland across the sea was made by his drawing. He made also this
I was
house.
only there 2 days ago, yeah.
Yeah, so all this main square where is the church and Parliament House and university library. Later also to Turku, the other town, small town square were made by his drawing, the Carl Ludwig Engel.
Okay. That was a good break. I can see what you did there, yeah. Okay. I can see.
No problem at all. So it is a shining white and yellow, and also the hazel.
Oh, yeah.
It actually means like a shining pearl.
Right,
So
right.
it was the Carl Ludwig Engel's kind of
And
handwriting.
what flag is that? Oh,
This is a Finnish flag.
Yeah.
Actually. There is a Finnish embassy.
that's why.
Yeah.
On top.
So the black of this dark house, brown house, belonged to the family Ungern-Sternberg. They were very first crusaders also who came over here. So they had during the history they made several manors for themselves. Probably 36 manors the family owned in Estonia.
Right.
One of the Unger-Sternbergs was also the last pirate in Baltic Sea. And one of the Unger-Sternbergs wanted to make his own Buddhist kind of empire in Mongolia.
Oh, okay.
So he took part of the White Army and moved to Mongolia and wanted to make his own kind of kingdom or empire. But it didn't work out, it took too long. And the army got tired, so they killed him finally.
So that's the origin of the Mongolian beef. I'm kidding.
Unger-Sternberg from Tallinn.
No.
Well, the history is funny, so there will be many strange connections always between the people.
Uh-oh. Another camera here.
So now if you look down, maybe it's nice to have a picture of
Oh.
Olaf Church.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
It's much more easier. It's
Oh,
not,
is it?
it's not so big.
Oh,
It's
good,
old
good.
town. Yeah.
That's my last stop.
The old town is okay to manage.
Oh, now I see the Nevsky, Alexander Nevsky's
Cathedral.
cathedral. Then after that would be the House of Parliament.
Yes.
We're here
that's
already.
good. But maybe before we go down
Yeah,
from
we go.
here,
Yeah, there's
this is a short leg
right.
street and short leg gate.
Okay.
But you have to be careful to go down.
Yeah.
No hole.
The opposite is pick, P-I-K-K. Pick is long.
Yeah.
See, I was listening.
So this is only for walking, for people who went up and down for work.
It's like torture.
They had 3 or 4 doors, to check the people also.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can also make a picture of this door.
Yeah.
It's made of oak wood and Nordic countries because the choice is not so rich as somewhere in
No.
south.
A lot of meat.
Yeah.
I just ate meat last year.
Oh,
I just recently turned,
became vegetarian recently.
So I still miss meat too.
Oh, but why you decided to be vegetarian?
Because of health reasons.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So here,
Oh, yeah, performer.
here is a Danish king garden. You see the monks.
Yeah.
Nicholas Church was built for the first 200 traders. Yeah,
Right,
that
right.
came, so it is behind is Nicholas Church.
Right.
And the monks. Now we go farther because
I could join him.
yes, there are
Oh, yeah, there are
two
more.
monks. Why the monks are here? Because in the year 1233 there is a small castle for the knights. There were a branch of the Templar Knights sword or the Brotherhood, and they attacked people, the landlords in the church up the hill in Dome Church.
Okay.
So they killed most of people who were in the church. They put into the mount in the front of the church door, and also they killed the monks, the Dominican monks, who started to build a monastery up the hill. So the monks tried to escape, but the knights were after and killed most of the
There
monks.
seems
as
to be a
well.
lot of violence associated with
Yeah,
Christianity.
Christianity is medieval times, but also
Too many killings, you know.
well, I don't know, it was everywhere during that time, terrible. I told you before Christianity there
Was not.
were not like that.
Yeah.
Not so many wars.
Yeah. What does that say? Oh, I haven't been to this part yet. I haven't seen it.
Close to the harbor.
All right.
You can see this Olaf Church, yeah, close to the harbor. This part belonged to the traders and fine craft people.
Okay.
Here on the feet of Toompea there was a city hall, kind of a
Right.
Marstall. We say Marstall, it meant that the city hall workshops were down here like a prison.
Saint
like the,
Olaf.
The different forges, smith works, yeah. The money minting, the cannon molding, the church bells molding.
So that's the tallest Saint Olaf in this location.
Yeah, the tallest building is Olaf Church.
So that the people use that as a landmark when they
Yes.
they get lost. Yeah.
Possible, but also when it was built as a navigation sign, because when
Yeah.
the ships came, they saw this long
The
tower.
tall one, yeah.
They saw where
They
is a
know.
harbor, so it was
Yeah.
a navigation sign also.
It's a
in
good
those
way.
days.
Yeah.
But the new cities, there little bit we can see.
Right. That's the ugly part of Tallinn.
That's ugly.
This is the beautiful part.
Yeah, don't go there.
Yeah.
There is nothing to do actually. Just
That's
walk.
where I stay there. Good thing I'm so close to the old town, you know.
Yeah. Are you staying in this Hotel Viru?
City Box. Where's City
I
Box?
don't know.
It's around there somewhere.
Okay.
I know that from City Box I can see some tower, one of these towers. I don't think it's St. Olaf's, one of the towers, yeah.
This is the Nicholas Church. Yeah.
Maybe this one, yeah. I see it. Okay.
So anyway, the government office, not offices, but the workshops and small factories
Okay.
were here, and horse table and so on. Also the executioner house was here, and also the knitting or weaving house was here. Knitting and weaving house was made for the girls who had a bad reputation, and the city hall decided to give him to train them real job, knitting and weaving.
Yeah, but it's very,
Behind that.
it's relative, you know. You know that, yeah.
Well, the girls who were working.
Yeah,
in the
right.
knitting
That's
house,
what they considered bad, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I gotta be
So
careful.
maybe you keep them.
Hold on. Okay, here.
And the girls had to wear white hats
Okay.
who were working in the knitting house.
White means clean.
Well, yeah, but people also saw it far away that they had the white hats, so they knew they are bad girls.
Yeah, but yeah. Like I said, that's how they looked at them, yeah. You know, if you think about it, the really bad people are the priests. If you think about it,
Yeah, they're all the religious,
those are the bad people, but they pretend to be good people. You know.
Yes, you have to, because the Bible.
I know.
Yeah. So
But
here
no-
is actually a small picture about this
Ah,
battle,
nice, yeah.
50 June
The battle,
1219, and the Danes came, Kuningas Valdemar II
Take a picture.
came to fight over here, and they conquered.
Okay, closer. Okay, there. That's better.
And behind the corner,
Okay. Yeah.
behind the corner is a Valdemar II small monument
Ah, Valdemar.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
with sword and cross,
Yes, a sword.
symbol of the power.
Giant sword. Yeah.
So it was a very, very heavy, of course, fight against local people, and almost they decided to stop and go away to take the boats, but a Danish priest, Andreas Sunesen, started to pray. He raised the hands up, looked into the sky and said, God, if you are existing and you gave us a reason why to come here, why to
Murder
fight,
people, yeah.
why to fight for the religion, so give us a sign. And several times he was praying, and suddenly between the fights, the sky was opened and one big red flag with white cross appeared as a miracle on the sky high. So of course, it was symbol. It was a symbol of what Andreas Sunesen was praying for, and of course, all these crusaders and who were fighting against the pagans here. They said, "Thank you, God." And there was a big, strong, heavy scream: "Raise up for the flag, and you will win." So the foreign troops got extra energy, and of course, they conquered the local people. Wanted to have also some sign from their gods, from the Odin, or where are you? There wasn't any sign. So slowly, people came under the, of course,
The cross,
cross, and had to change their traditions and religion.
So you have to be a giant to wield that sword. Is that actual
they
size?
maybe probably made it a little higher, but also, as you know, the Scandinavian people are tall, so probably he looked also tall.
That
and
sword?
stronger. That was a sword, yeah.
You have to be at least 10 feet tall to wield it, you know?
With several men, 2 men or 3 men.
Yeah, it's look at the handle, you know?
Yeah, I know.
You need a big hand, you know?
Anyway,
that's
do you know that the Danish flag, Dannebrog, was born here that moment?
Oh,
It
this is
appeared from
the
sky
cross, the
high.
cross, right?
Yeah, with the red flag with white cross. Just was
Right,
born
right.
here on the feet of Tom. Also, it was the first country flag in the world.
Right.
There were kingdom flags, duke flags, any other flags, but no country flags yet. So it was the first country flag which was born here
Okay.
on the feet. But the Danes gave for Estonians also something like a tree, lions, symbols on the coat of arms.
And what is that on top, the sculpture?
Yeah, now we can go to see the sculpture. The name of the sculpture is Fire Flag.
Oh, that it's it's a very large sculpture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is a fire flag.
Oh. Okay. If it involves climbing, forget it.
We have to go that direction.
We have to go this direction. Okay. Okay. Thank you, torturer.
Torture.
Thank you for torturing me. Yeah.
Torture in Tallinn. Terrible guide.
That's gonna be the title, torture.
Terrible guide.
Okay,
So
yeah.
now if you see
Oh yeah, I
has
see
a
it.
form
It's
of
like a roller coaster.
it is a form of the dragon also.
Is it?
Shape of the dragon.
I see it like a roller coaster.
Okay. Anyway, you can see the several waves.
It's a
as well.
dragon, huh?
So that's how different times and
One is
different-
red, yeah.
Yeah. So they tried to bring Christianity over here, and finally the Danish flag Dannebrog was born. So the name of the
That's how you justify a lot of
Fire
killings,
flag.
huh? In the name of God, huh?
Absolutely.
Kill people, yeah. There you go.
So the Christianity was brought with sword, fire, and blood.
A lot of blood. Yep. In the name of God, I'm going to kill thousands today. Oh, there's a guy again singing. I'm gonna.
So this defense wall now turns around and back to the old town here. So maybe it's a circle.
Yeah. It's
It's possible to walk also around behind the defense wall, but it takes 1.5 hours about.
yeah. I went to Germany. There was an old town similar to this. Forgot the name. It's a German town, and it's the same. You know, the same structures.
Well, it's a Gothic style.
Gothic, yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
So that's it.
Yeah.
One period of the history. But in many places, of course, they don't have left so much Gothic style architecture as here in Tallinn we have.
I have to look at my old videos.
Yes.
That's where
Yes.
that German town is. Like I said, I archive all my
Yeah, it's
vacations
nice to
here.
come
Yeah.
here and, you know,
So
to
I
put
go back, you know.
Yeah, to put the dates together to compare.
Yeah. Oh, much better music this time. He should stick to that style, not the other one. Yeah. Here we Alexander Nevsky's. Yeah. And here is the sign.
So actually, I ask now, would you like to go to see the viewpoint on the sea side also or not?
How far away is it?
It is about 400 meters to the right.
Yeah.
You would like to go into the tunnels?
Tunnels only.
Okay, we do that. Otherwise, maybe tomorrow if you have time. So
I go see.
from Nevsky, you turn to the right, you go
Yeah.
up to the edge, and there is a beautiful
Right.
panoramic view.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
tomorrow the weather is not the same as today.
Tomorrow it's gonna be raining tomorrow.
Yeah, that's why today it will be nice to take picture over there.
Yeah.
But if you prefer to go into the tunnels, we do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to torture you here.
Oh. That was just kidding.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
There is a parliament house.
Yeah.
Alexander Nevsky Cathedral, it is a Russian Orthodox church.
Who is he?
It was built in 1900, so it's not very old, but looks like 17th century architecture.
Nevsky. Nevsky with an I, not Y.
Nevsky, Alexander Nevsky was a Tsar during the 13th century, but
Okay.
he made Russia very, very strong, wider, and was a strong warrior. That's why Russians
okay.
respect him so much, hundreds and hundreds years
Like
later.
Putin, huh?
Yeah.
I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
No, he hasn't done it wider yet.
Okay. Okay, here
Actually, if you take pictures, so there.
Oh, yeah.
Alexander Nevsky it's a nice hobby actually.
It's nice, but it's not easy. You know, after he passed away, he left a lot of his cameras, which I'm still looking for. He's hidden it inside the house, and I don't know where it is. I don't
He
know.
was older,
Younger.
younger.
He died at 61. Last year, cancer.
Oh,
Yeah, we were living together, and we used to travel together.
yeah.
It's only like recently I traveled by myself.
Okay.
So.
Actually, this is a
Oh, here.
rose garden. And there is a
Right.
double wall. So
Yeah.
several places had a double wall, front walls in the front of the main wall, defense wall. Because they needed the corridors to bring maybe the horses or some goods, ammunition, you know, between the towers as well. So here we have a front wall also to see.
Okay.
And of course you can see the gun holes from that side, no passages. So it meant that downtown was protecting himself against the landlords.
Oh.
The gun holes against the landlords.
Right.
In the year 2019, Danish king now, the Danish queen Margaret came to Tallinn because it was 800 years from this battle. Battle was 1219 and Margaret came 2019, 800 years from the battle. So Margaret was planting here 800 roses, red and white roses as Danish flag. So you can see around here. which were planted by Margaret.
I got a good view of the sea when I was on the plane here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the plane was flying low. And I got to see the islands too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Estonia has a 2,222 islands. Very
Right,
easy
right.
to remember.
And,
But of course, not so many big islands, and sometimes some islands disappear because it depends of the moon, you know. So
Right.
the water is rising up and goes down.
Yep. So.
Latvia has
Oh.
not one island.
Oh.
Once they wanted to buy one island from Estonia, but we didn't sell.
Oh.
So Latvia has no any islands.
Where is it? Where's Latvia located?
Just south, starts from south of Estonia.
I should have visited that. Anyway.
Next country to the Estonia.
Yeah,
from the
no,
south.
I didn't book
Our
anything.
neighbors, like Latvia, Lithuania.
Yeah.
Tricolas, Baltic states, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania.
Yeah, I only visited this. Because I couldn't visit every country, you know. It's impossible.
You still have time. Next time,
No.
next time I absolutely recommend to visit Poland and not Warsaw, but Gdansk.
Uh-huh.
It is a beautiful medieval city as well.
Uh-huh.
Very nice to visit, very
Okay.
nice businesses. So I recommend it very, very
Okay.
highly to visit Gdansk.
How about Latvia?
Latvia, Riga. Riga has not so strong medieval city. It is a medieval town. Also, it was built few years earlier by the Bishop Albert. But I don't know. Maybe because I'm Estonian, but I prefer to see Tallinn
Right,
still compared to Riga.
this
but
kind
it's
of
not bad.
architecture, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we have like a more preserved this
Right.
old town.
But you said Gdansk. Huh?
Gdansk is a city in Poland.
I know, so I
Yeah.
should.
Yeah, Gdansk I really recommend to
Okay,
visit.
I've never heard of Gdansk.
Gdansk, it is a north part of the Poland,
Oh,
close to the.
I'll have to research it. Yeah.
So here is a kind of target
Oh, yeah.
garden also. In old days, between the defense system, they had a small gardens, like a tree, maybe 2-3 gardens like that. The name was a swinger, so the soldiers could have a parties in swinger
They would
garden.
target it.
They had the targets to test the new weapons, or you know, to
Right.
have a small competitions between each other. Though it was a swinger garden.
Looks like archery. Yeah.
Yeah,
This
here
one.
it's archery. During the summer, it's possible to also to try the bow.
Yeah.
Front of you here is a kick in the Kök tower. So it was for centuries, 15th century, for centuries the strongest tower in Northern Europe as well, built as a strong defense tower. And the kick in the Kök means look into the kitchen or peek into the kitchen.
Okay.
Up on the last level, there was a hole through the building, and they say on the first floor there was a kitchen. So
Okay.
from the top, soldiers could smell and see the kitchen,
Oh,
and
they know.
always they were hungry.
They
so
can- yeah.
they listen and always looking when the food is ready. Also, soldiers from the Kik and the Kök Tower, they had to check the city. During the winter at 9 o'clock and during the summer at 10 o'clock, all the chimneys had to be clean of the smoke. No any more cooking or heating, because to avoid just a fire and danger in the town. So they had to check from the Kik and the Kök Tower that. Also, when the enemy was surrounding the city, they could see the enemy's camp from the tower as well.
Because they were high. Yeah.
Yeah, they were in a high level. Now, across the street here is a one bastion. As you can see, the bastion is kind of hill.
Okay.
Down there is a Freedom Square.
Okay.
So when you will come out from the tunnel, you will be in the Freedom Square down
Okay.
there.
Okay. Got it.
But this all is a bastion. It has inside tunnels.
Mm-hmm.
The open part of the tunnels. It is like a museum now.
Oh,
So it
close
is
over.
not a natural hill. It is a man-made.
Right. Right.
So they got all this sand and mud from the moat. They build a moat around the town, and that's how they
me
used
go
all this
closer.
soil to make
Right.
a soil defense system.
Okay, scrolling down here. Scrolling down. Okay, and then continuing here. What was this? Okay, here. And this is the map here. What's Harjumagi?
Harjumägi is Harju Hill, also they call the bastion as a Harju Hill, but it is
Okay.
a Hungarian bastion. So the bastion, as you can see, is a man-made hill. Here is a one.
Hungarian.
Yeah, and little farmer.
Okay.
Well, there are leaves, but there will be another bastion. This is a
Okay.
good hill. So they made around the city 7 bastions like that. The big,
And
strong-
we will end up in Freedom Square, right?
Yeah, you
Okay.
will be out through the tunnels and out from the Freedom Square. So
Uh-huh.
you turn to the left. There is a Nicholas Church. You see
Uh-huh.
that?
Yeah, yeah.
And after Nicholas Church, you will be on the square of Old Town.
Okay.
I leave you here. I will buy ticket for you, of course, and I will show where to go.
Okay.
And you will be by your own
Okay.
in the tunnel. Is
Okay.
it okay?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
Don't be scared. You are not scared to be.
So you need a
inside.
ticket?
Yeah. But
Oh.
we will go down now. It is like
Yeah,
a
we
museum.
go down.
It's
Okay,
like
okay.
this,
See.
museum. Part
This
of-
is the only part where we need a ticket, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. So
The
this is a
rest-
Kikendikot connected to the Kikendikot Museum, a
Right, right.
part of the Kikendikot Museum
That's,
towers.
Yeah, this is the first time we're using a ticket, yeah.
Yeah, but I will buy it for you. It's okay.
Okay,
It's,
okay.
no problem.
Okay, still there.
Are you already on retirement or not yet?
Almost there.
Oh, not yet. Okay, so it depends the
Yeah.
price. So
Oh, it's a cannon here. Yeah.
Yeah, Tallinn was very famous to make cannons. Even in St. Petersburg, they have several cannons from Reval still as exhibits in the military museum. So,
You buy the ticket here. Huh?
yeah, we go in.
Okay. She's buying a ticket for me for the tunnels. Going to the tunnels. That'll be my last stop here.
Howdy.
So
I'm
here's
the
a
old man
cartoon
Ülemiste.
explaining the history of Tallinn.
This here is Lake Ülemiste, my home and muddy fortress. Oh yeah. This here's Toompea Hill, where a great deal of excitement is going to be taking place in the centuries to come. But our story starts a bit further off in Pirita Riverbend at the fortress of Iru. It was a really great spot. It had been an important settlement for a few thousand years already. It was a little distance from the sea, so as not to be too inviting for marauding pirates. The local Estonians didn't actually live in the fort full-time. The fortification itself consisted of a high enclosure of upright logs. The fort was usually used as a marketplace, and the people sought protection here only when uninvited nasty guests came to plunder. But later, when the folks got fed up with the bandits' habit of burning their wooden fort down, and the river became too shallow for ships, the Estonians abandoned this location, and packing up their odds and ends, took the bold step of moving closer to the sea, right to the top of Toompea Hill. Here's the Estonians built a new and much bigger wooden fortress, Lindanise. This was a very good location for a permanent home. A natural sheer limestone cliff at the edge of which a wooden wall was built on the gently sloping side of the hill, which was much easier to attack. A stronger limestone wall was constructed. The harbor and the sea were close by, which was very convenient for developing trade. Right away, business started booming and soon encompassed the whole Baltic Sea. This, of course, made others quite jealous. Well, it didn't take long, and there they were. The whole of Tallinn Bay was filled, as far as the eye could see, with a mighty fleet. This was the grand arrival of the Danish king Valdemar II, the Conqueror. The Pope had actually suggested to Valdemar that he take his Danish forces and go on a crusade to Palestine. But the king preferred to conquer pagan Estonia. A bloody battle ensued, and it looked like the Danes were about to lose. The Danish archbishop prayed to the heavens, waiting for a saving miracle. God heard his prayer and sent to the Danes from above a red flag with a white cross on it. The Estonians also looked up and couldn't believe their eyes. The sign from God rallied the Danes, and they went on to win the battle. Valdemar moved into the fortress and declared that the gift from heaven was to be Denmark's state flag. And thus it began, the long-lasting enslavement of the Estonian nation. The Danes continued to fortify Toompea. They kept the Estonians a fortress and reinforced it at a lower plateau with a tiny wooden stockade fort. Some guys from the island of Saaremaa came to look at it and figured that it would be quite easy to burn down. Things didn't go all that well for the new rulers. Toompea Hill seemed to be to the liking of a lot of people, and quite soon some new characters showed up. In this case, it was the warlike German paramilitary religious order, the Brethren of the Sword. The Germans conquered all of northern Estonia and even defeated the Danes bunkered up in Fort Lindanise. Now began the energetic building of modern fortifications, and Toompea Hill saw the construction of its first stone fortress. But barely 10 years later, the Danes, with the Pope's support, got the fort back. They continued to fortify the stronghold that had, by now, expanded into a small city. At Queen Margarete's orders, the first closed defensive wall was built around the lower town that had grown up below the fortress. One nice spring, the Estonians organized a big uprising against the Danes. The situation became a bit too uncomfortable for them, and the Danes sold Estonia's two northern counties to the German order for 4 tons of silver. But the city continued to grow, and under the efficient control of the Germans, developed into the center for the Hanseatic League's trade with the Eastern Territories. And since there was a bit of wealth worth protecting, they continued to diligently fortify the city. Thus, a new stretch of a city wall was put up, and a moat was also dug. The city's fortifications were constantly being refurbished, and so new defensive towers and gatehouses were being constructed. On the western side of the city, an imposing cannon tower was built. It took 8 years and 540 kegs of beer to put up. From the top of the tower, it was possible to see into the kitchen of many a city dweller, and thus the name Kikendikök, a peek into the kitchen. Plus, the construction of a grandiose cannon tower, Fat Margareta, was completed. You know, I really like it here. Oh, as did the Swedes who were summoned here during the 25-year Livonian War. Along with the war, old Black Death sauntered by, who, without ceremony or mercy, took along over half of the city's population. But the war itself didn't actually do all that much damage. Nevertheless, cannons blasted a 2-oxen-sized hole into the wall of Kikkendiker. But this wasn't enough to capture the city, and the Swedes continued to rule it. The Hanseatic League was losing business, and ever fewer ships were pulling into Tallinn harbor. Nevertheless, the Swedes knew how to run things, and life generally improved. Even schools were established, and education was promoted. During that time of peace, the city was surrounded by grain fields and orchards. Even later, this period of Swedish rule has been regarded as the golden era. The citizens were content and even enjoyed their everyday life and tasks. But the threat of war was in the air, and Erik Jönsson Dahlberg, the chief architect, director, and inspector of all fortifications of the Kingdom of Sweden, arrived in Estonia. He brought a total change into the building of this city, and grand but ever-changing plans. Only about a quarter of these grandiose plans were ever completed, but a very impressive system of earthen fortifications and bastions was built around the city. The outstanding pearls of this being the Swedish, Ingrian, and Skåne bastions. But bigger construction projects were halted by the outbreak of the Great Northern War, and soon the victorious Russian Tsar Peter I arrived with his army. The Swedish king Karl XII eventually had no choice but to accept capitulation, and presto, a new era had begun. The construction of fortifications continued under the new ruler, and the system of bastions around the city was reinforced with half bastions as well as redoubts and trenches. But the city wall itself lost its important role in the defense of the city, so that several of the towers were turned into prisons or warehouses, while some just remained unoccupied or were even demolished altogether. The same fate also awaited many of the fortified gatehouses. Due to the rapid development of weaponry, even the mighty bastions soon became militarily useless, and soon the passageways under the bastions were also forgotten. On top of the bastions themselves, parks were laid out, where the city residents loved to spend time and promenade. In the mayor's office, it was thought that the city wall should be completely demolished, since it blocks the view and obstructs traffic. So a road was built through the Skåne bastion, but they didn't manage to demolish all of the fortifications. But recently, interest has again been shown towards the crumbling city wall and the remaining towers, so that bit by bit segments of the wall have begun to be restored in its original form. Now the city's fortifications are protected national heritage sites. And the mighty Kikkendiker has even been made into a museum for promoting the city's history and fortifications. And the city has expanded in every direction far beyond the old defensive wall. Now it extends as far as my lake and even beyond it. People are just building whatever, everything and anything that comes to mind. Well, that's a laugh and a half. And this is contemporary architecture? I'm up here at Lake Ülemiste just keeping an eye on things. And when the city finally does get finished, then, as legend would have it, I'll flood this whole city!
also watched the video.
Going to the bastion passages here. Earthquake fortifications and the bastion system. Tallinn. This is Tallinn. The bastion passages. Together. Under construction. These are the bastions. Going in the bastion here. Going in the bastion. This is the bastion. Now, not sure, am I inside the bastion? This is the long tunnel. Underground gate. Have to be careful here. I'm gonna stop recording. More stairs. I'm gonna stop recording again. More stairs again. A lot more stairs. What the hell am I recording here? Caution on stairs. British military engineer. Oh, this is like an endless passageway here. These are the bastions. Cubic meters. Passages of the Swedish Indian bastions. Okay. Homeless people moved in 1991 for homeless people. So homeless people moved here. Monks in the passages. Stay here. Soviet style. It's used as a bomb shelter. Even for kids. Actually. Soviet instructions how to use a gas mask. How to don a chemical suit in case of a nuclear war. So this shelter is, in case a nuclear bomb strikes, is a good shelter. Oh yeah, Soviet leaders. There we go. What does it say? Civil defense. Yep. Chemical gear and how to use certain weapons. Certain weapons. How a bomb, nuclear bomb drops. Tells you mechanics. Creepy. The bombing of Tallinn, 1944. Soviet Air Force bomb. So the Soviets bombed Tallinn. This is a very long tunnel, all the way to the end. I wonder how long this tunnel is. What is this? Oh, more shelter. Stairs going where? Oh, kahit sa Bergendi. 244. Air defense in the Republic of Estonia. Just pause the video. Pause the video. And these are the pictures. How to get rid of nuclear waste. A lot of bunk beds here. People can sleep. Radiation poisoning. This is what it does to the human body. Oh, good, we're almost done. Thank God. If there's another set of tunnels, I'm gonna get mad, you know. 19th century. To advances. Tallinn is deleted from the list of Earth. The former bastion. Oliver took sheep. There's more tunnels. Son of a bitch. These tunnels are endless. Okay, here. Finally, we're getting the hell out of here. Unfortunately, not good luck. Actually, unfortunately, there's more. Salt on the bastion. Destruction of the bastions.
Niin, että muuta kuin rapustaan sit ylös.
Is there more? Or is this the end, you know?
No.
No, no, no. Careful, huh? What's this? Okay. We just take it. Old structures here. Stones. Stones. More stones. More. More stones here. More stones. More tunnels. Oh, crud. There are more tunnels. More tunnels. Shit. What are these? Besides ornamentation. Crash of a Bible. Just pause the video here. Pause the video. There we go. There's more. Bounce console. Heaters. good. Oh, you got a scale. Take it one last time. Oh, yeah. One last time. Oh, go up here. It's called the Carved Stone Museum. I just got out. Finally got out. And this is what I see. This is what I see.